Welcome. This is a double scoop edition of FightWrite on YouTube. Not only will you be getting questions from FightWrite, but we also have special guest Linda Kozar from
Along Came a Writer.
Along Came a Writer.
Podcast.
So no matter Along Came a Writer podcast. So no matter what your genre, this is for you. And let's just start out with romance writers. First of all,
Yes. Good idea.
drink it in, boys. Drink it in.
Yes.
You know what? That's something you don't see enough
Yes.
of on Hallmark Channel.
Never.
And that's seductively peeling off the footy socks. I'm going to keep them out of view because
Tis true.
I don't want to have to mark this for adults only.
No.
Okay, so what we're going to do today, Linda, I got you right in the middle of sipping something. What are we going to do today on the show?
We're going to talk about Christmas fight scenes and improbable questions.
There you go. Okay, I do not know any of these questions, so this is all going to be a surprise for me, and I may have an answer, I may not. We're just going to have to see. All right?
Okay.
Shoot it, Linda.
Question number 1. Peppermint sticks.
Yes.
Can you hurt someone with peppermint sticks?
Yes. Anybody, any child who has ever had a peppermint sticks know that you can actually suck those into a point that are completely lethal. Have you never done that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's dangerous.
I have.
I've like poked my tongue in my lip with them before.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm thinking you can totally
knew?
stab somebody with that.
Who
Even
knew?
if you don't puncture the skin, I bet you could get through the eye. No problem.
If you could poke a straw through a potato, right?
Can you poke a straw through a potato?
Yeah. A paper straw.
Things I didn't know. Okay, next question.
Could you injure someone with a fruitcake?
I think that depends, number one, on the fruitcake. If they are the traditional hardcore fruitcake,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you could this is so grim, and I apologize for this, but I think you could probably mash it into somebody's face, stop up their nose, stop up their mouth, and basically suffocate them.
Ooh.
And there's also,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. There's also allergy things to consider, if they're allergic to cinnamon or the ilk.
Or petrified fruit.
Or petrified fruit.
Yeah.
They're donezo. Gone.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
I had a question that from the Elf movies. Okay.
Yes.
All right. When Peter Dinklage, or better known as Dinklage, known as Miles Finch. Comes in, and Elf keeps calling him an elf, and he calls him an angry elf, and he says, one more time, and then of course Elf says, you're an elf,
Yes.
and so Miles comes barreling across the conference table.
Oh, yeah.
And smashes him into the wall.
Right.
Could he do that? Could he gain momentum and do that?
Oh, my gosh. Absolutely. First of all, people with dwarfism, I believe that's literally the medical term for it, isn't it? I believe it is. If I am not mistaken, their bones and everything are very dense. I wish I could look this up to make sure, but for some reason I think their bones are very dense. And so a little person who is 4 feet tall I don't think they're going to weigh the same as like a 4 foot tall child or just a shorter person. But even if he did, let's say that he only weighed, I don't know, 4 feet. Let's say he's 4 feet tall, and let's say he weighs 70 pounds. He got up and ran down that conference table and dove into him. So, you've got your acceleration of him running. You've got the force of his weight. It absolutely would push Will Ferrell back against the wall. Absolutely, with great prejudice.
And what about the fight with Santa? When he tells Santa, you sit on a throne of lies.
What happened in that?
Well, they just kind of scuttled each other all across the toy department,
So what do you think might not be realistic about that?
Smashing each other with
I'm telling
everything.
you, that is absolutely possible, because when you have any kind of fight out in public like that, I mean, clearly these are non-compos mentis people to begin with.
In a Santa suit, though?
In a Santa
that's
suit.
hard.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, that actor in that Santa suit isn't really having to wear padding. So that's
True.
who he be. And there definitely could be a scuffle. Again, when you're out in public, normal people when they're fighting, they're not like UFC fighters, okay? They're just kind of scratch and pull and tear and push. So, plausible.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say.
Like a barnyard kind of fight.
Barnyard fight.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. Question from A Christmas Story. Oh. When Ralphie finally gets really angry at the bullies, Scut? And
what is his name?
Scut. I wrote it down because I forgot. Scut and Grover.
Scut and Grover is their name?
Scut was one of the, yeah. I looked it up.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. The one with the Davy Crockett hat is Scut.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And so, okay, how does anger help? Like when he had enough and he just went off on them. And that's when he cursed too.
Yes.
He did the cussing.
Right.
That he got in trouble for.
Mm-hmm. He got the life boy.
Does anger help you or hurt you in a fight scene?
Well, it's the adrenaline. The adrenaline is the big thing. And adrenaline can help you when you fight because it's going to lessen the pain response. It's going to allow you to super focus. And it's not going to give you superpowers, but you are going to be able to access strength you don't normally access because you don't need to. And so anger absolutely can, as long as you don't get fight blind. Fight blind is where you have such an adrenaline rush that, I've heard it called punch drunk, fight blind, but you really lose, and I think this is what happened with poor Ralphie. You know Ralphie's an elf, right? He's in the movie Elf.
Oh.
He's Ming Ming.
No way.
Yes, when they come around and he's looking at all the different things and like, oh, you didn't get it. He's like, sorry, Ming Ming. If I'm not mistaken, I think his name's Ming Ming. Yes, that's Ralphie.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, watch the movie and you can totally see little Ralphie's face in here. Anyway, so it's the adrenaline and it's how well you deal with adrenaline. And that is why fighters spar. They don't spar to get better with their technique. Sparring isn't so much about technique. Sparring is about it's about using what you know under the effects of adrenaline. So it's teaching your body muscle memory and it's teaching you to get used to that feeling and work through it. I have a friend who's a fireman that also is a jiu-jitsu fighter, and I've told him, I was like, you have a little bit of an advantage here. And he was like, how would I have an advantage? And I was like, you know how to work through adrenaline. You're used to it. And he was like, oh, I never thought about that. So, but also that whole scene is so realistic. Little Ralphie, the way he hits him, just kind of clobbers him.
Yeah. With
little, hand hammers. Very realistic. Yes. Poor Ralphie.
And he probably scared him too because he didn't expect it, right?
Absolutely. Element of surprise.
Yeah.
Element of surprise.
Yeah. And probably his little brother would just worship him forever after that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Next, we have solved it. Plausible. Next question.
Okay. I have this question. It's not really to do with the Christmas movie, but why do fighters slap themselves? Before
that is a very good question. It helps your body release a little bit of adrenaline. You'll see their coaches, when they're walking toward the ring or something, you'll see their coaches slap them on the back, slap them on the arms.
Yeah.
And if you're falling asleep, this is true. I've done this myself when I was writing. If you'll slap your shoulders, you'll feel a little flush.
So when you're driving, if you find yourself falling asleep,
it doesn't hurt. Yeah, give yourself a little bit of slap on the arms. You can slap yourself in the face. I wouldn't. But yeah, and you'll see some fighters say, oh, it brings blood to the surface and it helps bring, and that is, that's plausible too. But I absolutely know it gives you a little boost of adrenaline.
Okay. This is just a question that also doesn't have to do with fighting, but how does Santa get down that chimney?
I can't tell you that.
Is it physically, or does he, is it like a magical
I think there's some things we're just not meant to understand.
Okay.
That one.
Yeah, I just never got it.
Fruitcake. I don't understand it.
No.
How my microwave works. Do I know?
No.
No. Has it ever stopped me from using the microwave? No.
Never.
Same with my cell phone. Do you know how your cell phone works?
No.
No.
I've never used my convection oven. I have the setting. Do I use it? No.
You don't need to understand everything. That's my feeling. Sometimes ignorance is bliss. And when Santa fits his fat rump down that chimney, that's a prime example of bliss from ye old ignorance.
That's right. As long as he brings the gifts, right?
As long as he brings it, doesn't matter.
We're good with that.
We're good with it.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
Is that it?
I'm out of questions.
Out of questions. Let's look at the tree. Can you kill somebody, or can you defend yourself with Christmas lights?
Ornaments or lights?
Oh, Christmas lights? Absolutely. You can whip the snot out of somebody with Christmas. They hurt.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying I've whipped anybody with Christmas lights. I'm saying they've been tossed to me and hit me. And I was like, hurt. What the heck?
You can make a lasso out of them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As far as the ornaments, if you've got glass ornaments, you've got something you can protect yourself with. And it's not just striking the person. If the person is coming after you, throw those ornaments down on the ground. Okay? Yeah. That's basically, it's like Legos. I feel like a lot of wars could be won if we just drop Legos, because they're not going to advance on foot with Legos on the ground. No. Not going to happen.
No way. Okay. Or even, cereal. I'll bet Frosted Flakes could do damage, right?
You never know. You never know. I was thinking about the 12 Days of Christmas and all the different ways to kill somebody with the 12 Days of Christmas. There's a lot of birds in that.
Ooh. And birds are kind of scary.
Birds are terrifying.
Yeah, they're scary.
I'm not a fan of birds. I mean, I love to see them out in the wild, but I don't want to interact with them.
Yeah, they're fine. Just, stay in the air.
So, so we've got a partridge in a pear tree. Mm-hmm. Obviously, cut down the tree. Let it fall on somebody.
Yeah.
Dunzo.
Yeah.
2 turtle doves.
Mm-hmm. Do they look like a turtle?
I don't know why they're called turtle doves.
Do they have like a turtle neck? Wouldn't it be weird if it had like a turtle head on a dove?
I think that's another one of those things where we're not meant.
What do they call that? A chimera? Well, where it's a mixture of
chimera.
Chimera, yeah.
It's a chimera. I think that's another example of things that we're just not meant to understand.
Chimera.
Okay, turtle dove.
Yeah.
Okay, here's something, and this is dark. I apologize for this.
Okay.
But cut somebody open, shove those doves in. I'm saying, and what was that? The Star
It's like a turducken.
It is. It's like death. Exactly. It's either turducken or I'm gonna call it a wampa. What was that Luke Skywalker had to be put inside to warm up?
Oh yeah, that
is it wampa?
Creature, yeah, that he cut open. And
I'm gonna Star Wars people. If that's wrong, they are losing their junk right now. Mm-hmm. But it's another example.
He pulled out the intestines. And inside. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, gross. Okay, so it's nothing like that, but still, you shove those turtle doves inside somebody. I'm gonna say the rest of their day is pretty much rocked.
Not good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, 3 French hens.
What makes them French? Are they're just from France? Or
well, there's different types of fancy breed of chickens.
But do they have an accent when they're...
They're probably a little bit snobby.
Make their hen noises.
They're probably a little bit snobby.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't mean to be stereotypical, but they probably think that they're a little bit better than the American chickens.
I think give them a little portion of wine. So
there you go. There you go.
Happy
maybe their eggs are shaped like croissants.
Now there
you go.
Yeah.
Okay, as far as killing somebody with 3 French hens, women before they kill, which women are absolutely as physically aggressive and violent as men, women before they kill, they tend to incapacitate their victim because they can't always count on being able to overcome them with strength.
Like a spider.
Exactly. Right? Exactly like a spider.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, make yourself a quiche. Put a little rice fentanyl.
Oh.
Y'all, fentanyl is some scary stuff.
Yeah, from what
Scary stuff. So, just a little dash of fentanyl or ricin.
What about in the Hitchcock series? I don't know whether you saw it, the old one from the 50s, when the abused wife kills her husband with a frozen rack of lamb.
I've seen that.
Yeah, and then she puts it in the oven. And when the police are there investigating the murder, they smell it and they go, wow, that smells really good. And she goes, oh, would you like some?
Brilliant. Okay, here's my only... And she clubbed him over the head with it, didn't she?
Yeah, murder weapon gone.
Murder weapon gone.
Eaten by police.
Oh, that's right.
And detectives, yeah.
But here's the thing. I think there's going to be ice. or residue in his hair. She's going to have to wash out that hair really. How did she explain his death?
It would be water by then. It would be water.
Yeah, but they're going to want to know why water is in his hair.
Mm.
And also, back then, I don't know, but modern day.
In the 50s, would they, you know?
Well, women are less likely to be arrested for a violent crime. Mm. They just are. That's because true. People don't suspect women of things like that, especially in that situation. Where you come in. What did she say happened to him? I kind of don't. I remember that, but I don't remember.
I mean, I don't remember.
I think ice is a fantastic murder weapon, personally, because, the evidence, the weapon itself kind of liquefies. But you know what? With today's science mumbo, they will science the crap out of that pretty quick, I feel like. But today there would be, today, and there would be protein, from the meat left in his hair, because I would think the protein. Oh, was it wrapped or was it out raw and frozen?
No, it was a raw rack of lamb. I mean, not raw. It was frozen.
It was frozen, but there wasn't a wrapping around it.
No.
I think. Well, in the 50s, that was in the 50s, mm-hmm. right? In the 50s, she might have gotten away with it. Now,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know, but I think that's very clever.
I do too.
I think it's very clever. Okay. What else? 12 drummers drumming. That's a
marching band.
That's death waiting to happen. Death.
Jealousy among drummers, like you
don't even want to know what kind of jealousy exists between drummers. Yeah. It's a dark, seedy world of drummers. That's how I feel.
Oh yeah.
11 Lords of Leaping.
Why? Did they eat it? Did they just come from Taco Bell or?
They'd only leap once.
What's happening? What's happening with them? Are there bumblebees attacking them?
You know what? I've always approached it without judgment.
Yeah.
Why are they live and let live. Leap all you want. But you know what? If they're leaping people, they've got some strong legs. Strong legs.
Yeah.
They could kick the poo out of somebody.
They probably could. Maybe they're martial arts.
Taekwondo.
Yeah.
They're Taekwondo. I don't know what you call somebody who does Taekwondo. I know if it were Japanese, it would be Taekwondoka, but it's Korean, so totally not the same thing. 9 ladies dancing. 9 ladies
What's odd about that?
Can kill anything, anytime. Okay? ISIS, I'm sorry. Here's 9 ladies dancing. Or 9 middle school girls. Dunzo.
They can.
Even if they don't kill ISIS, they will make them so insecure about themselves, you'll never hear from them again.
Right.
8 maids of milking. Again, these women have strong hands. They're milkers.
And in those days, they would have been safe from smallpox because that's how they discovered smallpox, because the maids who were milking got cowpox and they didn't come down with smallpox. And that's how the vaccine wound up being discovered.
What is cowpox?
It's a form of smallpox only among bovines. Ask me how I know.
How do you know?
I know lots of trivia.
You do know lots of trivia. Okay, again, you got a bunch of women with strong hands. First of all, women will kill you quick, especially women with strong hands who are holding buckets.
Yes.
Okay, 8 maids of milking, 7 swans of swimming.
Yes, and swans, they're beautiful swimming, aren't they?
They are, but they're mean, aren't they? Are they like geese mean?
I tend to think so. I wouldn't go near them. Mm-hmm. I would not go near them. Mm-hmm. I just look at them from afar and think, and look at the black swan, from the ballet thing.
It is so deadly. The black swan is so deadly. It's got its own movie. Okay, this is just a hypothetical. This is something I would never do. So PETA, settle down. I'd beat the snot out of somebody with that swan. I'd grab that sucker by the neck and just whack them all day long. I don't even know what a swan weighs.
Probably a lot.
Okay. 6 geese a-laying. Geese dunzo. Geese are thugs.
Geese are they're mean.
They are pond thugs.
They will peck you to death. They will.
Is it pecking or will they just swallow you whole? Have you seen the inside of their mouth? Yeah. It's like that little jagged.
I never got close enough.
Oh, geese? I don't even think that needs an exclamation.
And you know what? Talk about the worst poop. When you're trying to take a walk and you're like, what did you eat? What did you eat?
Everything.
It's the grossest. Yeah.
Everything. Again, pond thugs. Geese, I don't trust them.
If I ever need to make myself throw up, I just think of I get that image of goose poop.
Goose poop.
In my mind.
All right, 5 golden rings. I'm going to give this one to you. How could you kill somebody with 5 golden rings?
Well, 5 golden rings. Interesting conspiracy theory. The Olympics, why do they have rings within rings as their symbol?
Why?
I don't know, 5 golden rings.
I thought you were going to give me an answer to that.
I don't know.
But the golden rings, okay, let's say what are they made? Okay, they're made of gold.
Yes.
Okay, there's so many things we can do with that.
Symbolic of marriage. Maybe the maids,
Well, marriage will kill you.
The women dancing and the leaping lords.
Yeah, they may be just like settle down, look at these rings.
It's kind of like 7 brides for 7 brothers. And, only maybe 5 of them get married.
So that's complicated.
I know.
Okay, so the rings are gold. So you can melt them down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you would need to. You could make you could make a knife with them, but gold is pretty soft.
Gold is too soft.
Gold is soft. I'm telling you, I would make somebody. Oh, Game of Thrones.
Yes. Oh.
Didn't they dip the guy in gold?
Oh, that's very Goldfinger.
I love gold. Yes.
Goldfinger.
Okay. There
Back
you go.
to James Bond.
Yep.
When they killed that woman.
Mm-hmm. Spray painted her in gold.
Spray paint.
Okay,
Yeah.
they're gonna have to be big. 5 golden rings big. 4 calling birds. We don't know. Calling or calling? It's calling,
They're
right?
calling. They're calling. It means they're noisy. And
Noisy.
birds can be so noisy.
I think that would drive somebody crazy.
I think so. That could drive you insane.
Let's pretend that they're cassowary birds. Have you ever seen a cassowary?
No.
They're modern dinosaurs. They're terrifying. They're like ostriches, but they have this bony thing on their head, and they will hunt you down, and they will beat the snot out of you with their own head. Look them up. Cassowary, modern day dinosaur. Okay, 4 calling birds. 3. Oh, we've already done 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, we did those. The French hens, we did.
Look, if you are writing a Christmas mystery, and don't forget romance. If you're writing a Christmas mystery or thriller, I think we have given you tons of information here.
Definitely.
I don't know if you'll get any more information about Christmas mayhem than what you've had on this show right here. You know what? Use it for good. Use your powers for good. That's how I feel about it. Okay, do not forget to check out FightWrite, How to Write Believable Fight Scenes with Writer's Digest / Penguin Random House. I don't know at what point it all becomes Penguin Random House. But anyway.
And that's a bird, so.
There you go.
Conspiracy theory. Why is there no penguin in that tune? That, Like, why can't there be a penguin in there?
Yeah. Nobody ever thought about that. You know why? Because you're selfish.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks about penguins.
Penguins are cute.
They're adorable.
I'm sure they're cuter than
What can a penguin... Now, how could you kill somebody with a penguin? Batman. That kind of penguin.
Well, they're beak
Danny
alone.
DeVito.
Yeah, the beak alone, right?
The beak alone.
Yeah. Would do it.
Go to FightWrite.net. Check out my podcast and...
check out the Along Came a Writer show and Chat Noir on Podbean. Podbean's a great place, and it's also on Apple and all over the place. Just check those shows out. Check both our shows out. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
All right, and this is your little holiday present, a little double scoop interview here. Okay, and who knows, maybe this will become a regular thing.
Fun stuff.
All right, until the next round at FightWrite on YouTube, get blood on your pages. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
That works.